See how nice those look? They're so much better than those bead chains that you buy. Okay, so go ahead and cut that off. Now we're just going to continue now. We're going to attach the back of the fly to this right now. Okay, so I've got a piece of clear 10-pound tippet that I've used, and I'm just going to take the monofilament and lay it over the top of the fly, right on the top, lash that in really good. Come back towards the bend of the hook, keeping this right on top. You want to keep this on top so that the next hook we're going to put on is hinged real well. Okay, and it's not off to the side. So grab, I took this other piece and I cut the hook off of it. You see it? It's a straight eye hook, so just take this, come up through the bottom of it, you know what I mean, the way you want the tail to sit, and string it down right over the back of that and make a little bit of a loose loop there, just like that. And come right over it, loose loop, pull down tight, put about 3 or 4 wraps, and then check your work. If you need a little bit more here, you can just pull the fly, okay? Well, I like that. We're going to go ahead and trim this off right up over the eyeballs. Go ahead and work this back a little bit, but keep that right over the top of the hook. Don't let it roll, because we want this thing dangling like that. You see how that's got nice mobility? Okay, there you have it. We're done. Wrap that up. Okay. Now, glue. I hate glue, but this is one of those flies that I will use it. So grab your super glue. Shit. Mayday. Mayday. Let me cut the film. We just had a mayday. Okay, we're back. Just gently put some on your fingertip so you don't blueby all over the damn thing. And don't get it on the back of the hook, and just gently wipe it right there on the mono so we don't lose that tail. Okay, so that's done there. So go ahead, and now the next thing we want to do is tie in a piece of silver wire. We're just going to continue the body on this upper fly. Just take your silver, poke it in under the side, lash that in really good. Try not to wrap too many times on this fly. Then I'm going to grab a saddle hackle, a light olive saddle hackle, and towards the bottom of this, you see how I got that real nice fluffy part, and then there's the top of the saddle hackle feather? I'm going to grab this fuzz and just peel it off. Just like so. Lay them together. Put them in my fingers. Straight. Get the clump nice and straightened out, just like so. Grab it from the tip. We want to hide that little hinge system, but don't get this too big. Come right up over the back. Get your line where your tying thread where you want it. Loose loop. Pull down tight. Another firm turn. Another firm turn. There. Now that little puff is going to hide that junction for us just beautifully. Okay, so now what we want to do is go back to our marabou and grab about, 3 or 4 of these fibers on the bottom like we do in our leeches. You see that right there? Now come into the middle of this, because remember, this is like the middle of the fly now, so we want to get the larger feathers to turn for us. Remember that at the very tip of the feather you'll have very small fibers, but since we've already got a tail, we're in the middle of the fly, so come to the center of the feather. Go ahead and tie that in right into the back all the way up to that tuft of material, and wrap that in nice and tight. Come in right behind the eyes. Go ahead and spin that very carefully. It's a little bit delicate. Come in right behind the eyes and just tie it off right behind the eyes. We're going to add another piece, okay? Go ahead and trim this off. Picked up another feather. Okay, so now I want to kind of clean this up just a little bit, get our tuft real nice and pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and wrap the wire in an opposite direction the way I wrap my feathers. So I'm going to counterclockwise, get a nice firm turn right down by that tuft. Bring that up around nice and clean, nice even wraps. Wrap it up right behind the eyeball, sneak in there and come into the front of the hook with it. Just like so. Go ahead and lay your bobbin over the top of it. Go ahead and cut this off. Now go ahead and grab a couple more of these fibers here, like grab on the marabou. Grab about 10 or 12 of them, okay? And we're going to cut the butt end of them, not the tip, but the butt, and we're going to do a pullover for the head right over those eyes. Oh, yuck. So come in right over the eyes, bring your thread behind it, loose loop, pull down tight, right behind the eyeballs. Okay, now grab like 4 or 5 more of the marabou feathers. That's why it's a great fly too, because you're not using a bunch of different materials. Grab that. We're going to tie these in from the butt section as well, because we want it nice and fluffy. Come in there, cut off about 1/4 inch of that. Come in right behind the eyes once again. Tie that off, sneak in front, come up to the eye of the hook, and then spin this. Spin this last section. Don't let these get mixed up. Spin that around there, crisscross the eyeballs. Just like so. Come in underneath of it, and that's it. Don't build this up too much. Do not build it up. These flies are really small, and when this marabou gets wet, it shrinks about 80%. So, okay, there's that. Cut that off, then grab that last piece and do a pull over. Push it back a little bit, just to build that up over the head. It's exactly what they look like in the wild. Rip that off. Go ahead and cut this a little bit strong like that. I like a little bit of fuzz hanging out there. You know me on that. I'm looking for my whip finisher to finish this damn thing. Where is it? Come on. Okay, there it is. Grab your whip finisher. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it up, pull it down, and there you have it. Articulated damsel. I'm telling you right now, this fly kicks butt. You can also do 2-hook leeches, which I do all the time. This thing wiggles, gives you all kinds of action off the back of the hook. Look at that, it's beautiful. You got those nice burnt eyes on that thing. I'm telling you, fly fishing extreme, articulated damsel, over and out.